This is day 14 of 30 days of live voice lessons online on my socials, so welcome. I am going to be doing some voice exercises today that are specifically to help you gain better control of your voice. We're going to be approaching this from two angles. We're going to be approaching it from the angle of breath control, because we know our breath support is really, really important for how much control we have over our voice. And we're going to be doing it from the angle of just vocal exercises that help your voice with agility and control. So sorry if you hear me with a cough drop in my mouth. I'm struggling with a cough and some asthma, so just bear with me. I'm still able to come here and teach you some exercises, but I may just have a cough drop in my mouth. So thanks for joining me today. I'm going to do some breathing. So there's several components to vocal control. One of them is going to be like your agility, how well you can control like the movement of your voice, but there's also breath control. So if you run out of breath, you're not going to be able to do any of the agility stuff. So you really want to focus on exercises that build up your breath support and your lung capacity. So outside of voice lessons, you can be doing things like walking, running, swimming, dancing, anything that kind of gets your heart rate up and gets you breathing more deeply. And that's going to contribute to just better functioning lungs and better lung capacity that directly will help you with singing. But there's also some breathing exercises that you can do to help you with singing. So let's just start with one of them. So we're going to be inhaling over 4 counts, and we're going to be exhaling over 8 counts. So you're going to need to make your breath last a little bit longer on the exhale than you did inhaling and taking it in. So I'm going to do it again, and I'm going to count on my fingers the counts, and you can do it with me if you want. So we're going to inhale over 4. We're going to go. Now exhale. Did you do it? How did you do? Okay, so that's one exercise you can do to just help you start regulating your breath, and you can actually start increasing the counts of your exhale. So I just did it on 8, but you can go 12, you can go 16, you can go 20, just to start building your lung capacity and your breath control. TikTok just told me some comments in this live were filtered to protect the community's experience. So I'm really glad that TikTok is filtering them, because I don't really want to know what they said. So moving on from that, let's do some vocal exercises. So this is kind of the same idea, but I'm just making you sing on the exhale instead of just breathe out. So let's start off with a double arpeggio lip buzz. It's going to sound like this. If that sounds too complex, let me play it for you again, okay? So here it is again. So take a nice deep breath, breathe all the way into the bottom of your lungs. Sometimes this means your stomach kind of sticks out because you're breathing into your lungs and you're just displacing all your abdominal organs with air, but that is what you should be doing. Let's do our lip buzz. We're gonna go. If you're a guy and you want to sing along, you can start down here. So start an octave down, like that, okay? Let's go up. Thank you. How are you doing? Thank you for liking the live. Thank you for sharing it. Thank you for tuning in. It makes me feel better about this whole crazy endeavor that I'm doing. So one thing I want to remind you, especially because I've had so many students who like to hold their breath while they're singing, and you might think that that is not possible, but they would prove you wrong because they do it. So what that would sound like is you take a deep breath, and then you go, and all these muscles like tighten to kind of restrict the airflow of your exhale. That is one way that people who are really shy or feel like very afraid to sing in front of people or not confident, they kind of make themselves feel better, like I'm singing but I'm not exposed. But all that does is make you feel like you're a worse singer than you are, because you need the exhale to help your voice come out and help it resonate in a room, all that stuff. So please make sure you're breathing all the way down. You want to breathe all the way, it feels like all the way down below your belly button. So when you breathe, you don't want to breathe with your stomach tightened, like so many of us women feel like we have to do, especially when we're on stage, we feel like we have to suck in our stomachs. But all that is limiting your lung capacity. All right, so try to take a deep breath, breathe all the way down, relax your stomach, and just let the air fill it up. And then we're gonna do another round of exercises for vocal control. So this next one is, I call it the cardio exercise, because it really is for breath capacity and lung capacity. And it's very challenging. And sometimes I can do it and sometimes I can't. So don't feel bad if you can't last the whole way. All you have to do is, if you're running out of breath, just stop, take a little breath, and then finish the exercise. And I promise you, if you do it consistently, your breath control is going to increase. On this exercise, you're going to do a 5-note scale, followed by an octave, an 8-note scale, followed by an arpeggio with a hold at the top. So I am going to try to demonstrate this for you. It's going to sound like this on an ah. So you heard me run out of breath there, and then take a little breath and come back in, and that's what I want you to do if you run out of breath, okay? So I'm going to do it here. Women can start with me here. Guys and people with lower voices can start down the octave. So let's do it on an ah. We're going to go Okay, next one, guys, can be down here. Let's keep going. So as I'm going up the scale, notice how I'm not going from ah to I'm keeping a really nice ah with my jaw kind of dropped, so that it's going to really help me go from the low to the high part of my voice without strain and tension. Let's keep going. Here we go. Guys can be down there. All right, how was that? You heard my voice be like, we're not going to go any higher than that tonight, thanks. We're gonna do this one on vowels. It's an arpeggio. So many of my exercises are on arpeggios. We're gonna do arpeggios on the different vowels. We're gonna go E, A, A, O, U. Okay, we're gonna go E, A, A, O, U. Okay, simple, right? So simple. Let's try that again. Remember to breathe all the way down because I think I forgot my own advice just then and I ran out of breath. E, A, O, U. Okay, are you ready? So I'm going to start here, and guys, I want you to start an octave down, okay? Guys will be like there. Women can join me up here. E, A, O, U. E, A, O, U. E, don't be afraid to take a breath if you need to. Guys down here. You keep going. I have to cut out there. Here we go. Guys can be down here. Okay, did any of you get all the way to the top? Because if you did, I'm so proud of you. Another exercise, actually these are two exercises that are really similar. So I'm going to start with the longer one because it kind of challenges both your breath control and the control of your voice as far as like agility. And then the second one we're going to do is more about agility. Okay, so this is called, I call this the long stamina exercise. I don't expect that you would get that the first time you heard it, so let me play it for you again, okay? If you're a visual learner, you can think of it like a crown. I've kind of taught this idea before. You're going to go, ah, okay? I hope you got it because we're just going to go ahead. So women can start here where I started, but guys and people with lower voices can start down the octave, okay? So that we all get to exercise more of our range. Okay, so girls up here, guys down there, okay? It'll be are you feeling? Are you feeling dizzy? I would not recommend doing breath control exercises when you're driving because I have gotten dizzy when I'm doing this. So please do this somewhere where you're not operating heavy machinery. I think that's best for you and for the world. So let's keep going. So we did our exercises for our breath control. Let's do one that's for vocal agility. And I call this the flexibility exercise, okay? I like to do the flexibility exercise on an E, just for fun. So when you're doing an E, try not to sing like E. Everything inside my mouth is closed. My teeth are together. My tongue is kind of touching the roof of my mouth. I want you to think more of E. Do you see the difference? E, E. Do you hear the difference? E, E. Do you hear how there's a little more space inside my mouth on the second one? So just drop your jaw a little bit. So I'm going to start right about here. Why don't we start here? Why don't we go down because we have not done that yet. Go descend into the lower parts of our voice. And then we will work our way back up. But we're going to do this all on a very quick agility exercise. So we're going to run through each note. And your goal is you always want to take a nice breath. You want to be releasing the air as you sing. But you want to try to get each note distinct and separate from the others. So it's going to sound like this, okay? Gonna be E. Okay, so it's the same kind of crown pattern. E. You want to hear it one more time? I'll play it for you one more time. I'll slow it down a little bit. E. We're going to speed it up. Try to keep every note distinct, every note separate. E. We don't want to go E. That's not going to give you really nice, clear, crisp runs. You want to have that agility to do a run and have people listening be able to hear every note of that run, even if you're going through it really fast. So I'm going to start here, and if there's any guys singing with me or low-voiced individuals, you can sing it down the octave. Okay, we're going to start there. We're going to descend, go lower, and then we're going to go back up. So on a nice E, E, E. Let's go back up again. Go back down. doing vocal exercises for agility. Join in if you want. Guys can join in down the octave. Last one. All right, so that's the end of my little set of vocal stamina and agility exercises. I do plan to do a future live lesson on runs. So if you want me to do breaking down a popular run, please comment in the comments which run, like which artist and which song, and I can break it down. But I also want to teach you some popular scales, like pentatonic and blues scales, that you can learn that will help you come up with your own runs to start developing your own vocabulary of riffs and runs from these common scales that you can use. So if that's something you're interested in, please comment as well. I do want to encourage you to be educated as a musician because, especially as a female singer, there are going to be many, many people around you telling you what they think you should do, they think you should be, how they think you should do things. And the more educated you are about music, about recording, about your voice, about your songwriting, the more you are able to take it in and then articulate your point and keep your vision, your artistic vision and your artistic goals on track. Whereas if you go into those situations and you don't know any music theory, any harmonic theory, you don't know what microphone sounds good on your voice, you don't know what kind of EQ or effects you want, then it's so easy for someone else to steer and mold you into somebody else's vision of what they want you to be. So I just want to encourage you. I have learned to produce myself, but when I'm working with other producers, I'm educated in all of these things myself, so I'm able to tell them exactly what my vision is and what I want. So I just want to encourage you, learn more about music, learn more about your voice, learn if you want to be a recording artist, learn about recording, learn about microphones, learn about effects, learn about production, all of that stuff. And all of that's going to give you more control over your own art and your own vision. So that is going to be all for me tonight. Thank you so much for joining me. Good night.